Hello neighbor, this is Curt with Etrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at this RV bunk bed safety net from Organized Obie. We're going to go over a couple of the features and show you how it gets installed, so stick around. If you're into the RV life, you're obviously pretty familiar with these different bunks and bunk beds. A lot of times you'll see them with like a permanent metal or wood rail. It's a little bit of an outdated way to do it. They're kind of cumbersome, and if you have something that's modular, they can be a little bit limiting in that sense. This RV safety net is an excellent way to, have something that's not really truly permanent, that you could take down whenever you need to and you feel like you don't need it, but it's still going to do a good job of keeping, either the, kids that we have up here, keep them from rolling out of the bunk bed and falling on the floor, or maybe some loose, lightweight items that you want to keep and store on the bed space while you're traveling around. It's going to be a nylon mesh. And there is going to be also a fiberglass rod up here at the top that's going to give it a little bit of stiffness. So this is going to be an excellent little barrier here. If somebody accidentally rolls into it, it's not really going to let them fall out of the bed. Another great thing about this, as opposed to some of the other nets where you got to hook it in and the attachments might be a little bit difficult to play with, these actually just come apart using the same type of latch and system as your seat belt. So even those young kids that are familiar with using a seatbelt, if they wake up in the middle of the night and they need to get to the restroom really quick, they're not going to have a tough time getting that unlatched or even relatched when they get back up into the bed. The installation on this is really a simple process, so follow along and we'll show you how we got this up here. So the kit's going to provide you with these wood screws. So if you have a wood frame in your bed, it's no issue at all. They'll go in very simple. There's going to be a couple of kind of flanges, I guess, that come down off of the net. We decided just to get it the best stretch with the leverage, we kind of wrapped it around and went underneath. That added to the fact that there's a really thick seam in the bedding right along here that's probably going to be pretty tough to get through and chew it up pretty good. So the least intrusive way we could do it is kind of go up through here. However, the frame on this is aluminum, it's not wood. So we had to go to the hardware store and we swapped them out for these self-tapping screws. But if you have a wood frame, this is essentially going to be going in the same thing. You're just going to use a different screw. So we're going to go ahead and get that popped in. I'm just going to start by kind of threading it through here, making sure I got it kind of nice and even. And then we'll go ahead and start getting it in there. Now we got a really good hold underneath here, and we'll get up and we'll put in our ceiling brackets. Normally what you would do is just kind of screw them in right up here directly above. However, in this particular model of RV, our ceiling is really flimsy. There's nothing really behind it. So what we're doing instead is, rather than install it up like this, we're going to install it horizontally up here along this wall. And we're going to do it kind of as high up and close to the ceiling as we can, because I want as much of that strap going upward as possible rather than being down here. That's not going to hold the net up very well at all. So we're going to be getting it up here horizontally, and that'll be enough to get our strap to elevate and keep our net up in place. So we're going to go ahead and get that in now.
Sorry. Can't really see it, so.
So as you can see, installation on this is really very simple. Even if you have to get a little bit creative like we did, we really just want to make sure the bottom straps are attached to the bunk frame, and we want to make sure that the top brackets are ideally attached directly above, but if not, high up on the ceiling if you have too flimsy of an anchor mount up there. So that was a look at the RV bunk bed safety net from Organized Obie. I'm Curt with Etrailer. Thanks for stopping by.